But you yada over the best part.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Yada Yada Podcast on a beautiful Sunday in Kansas City. It is the kid Joe Cornell, joined by the wonderful Savannah today, who also happens to be the girlfriend of our producer, Nelson. What's happening, man?
Let's do it.
Thanks for having me.
Huh?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for being on the pod. Holding it down, filling it today. Black Hockey's out of town. Sebastian couldn't be here today, but hey, we got the homegirl here. Yep. We got Nelson here. I'm here. It's a good day.
Hey. Good day.
It's a good day to have a good day.
Wait, so that's not Alex?
Surprisingly not.
Okay.
Like, once
do I look like him kind of or no?
There's a slight resemblance.
Slight?
We're both the hair's down.
Yeah.
Hair's down.
The long hair.
We're both black.
If you had glasses.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect.
Somebody get this girl some sunglasses and a hoodie.
Hey, let me see. Right?
And some J. Cole locks.
They do look like J. Cole locks.
That's crazy.
That's funny.
That's almost like an insult.
It's not an insult.
That could be an insult.
I had a J. Cole moment this weekend.
Who you're talking about, or like how the person receiving that compliment would take that, because they might not be a J. Cole fan.
Alex is.
I feel like.
I feel like he is, but right now it's a little shaky.
I've been the most flagrant on J. Cole's.
You've really been vocal about that. Last time we had Ezra on here, who was on the way, it got real J. Cole disrespectful on the pod. Yeah.
But I mean, I had a J. Cole moment this weekend. I had to apologize.
What happened?
We'll talk about
it. All
right.
We'll
talk about it.
Yeah. But episode 118, right?
118?
118? Woo! Drop a bomb, Andre. All right. 118. 118 of them things, man. Keep it going. Keeping it moving. Keeping it pushing.
2-5,
man. Now, speaking of the fives, we got to talk about that man, Playboi Carti, once again. Because now, last week when we talked about him, the album just dropped.
Okay.
And now a week later, we've had a week since the album has dropped. Do you still feel the same about the album? Do you like it more? Do you like it a little less now? How do you feel about it?
I like it as much as I liked it before.
Okay, so you did enjoy it, right?
Yeah. What about you, Sav? Did you like it?
We listened to it together.
Hey, as a lady, do you like Playboi Carti's music? Start there first.
As a person, or in terms of his music?
Just in terms of his music.
I do. I don't know a lot about his music, his discography. However, I do like him as features on other songs.
Okay. And
so you were playing that mashup of Camila, and you played that earlier when we were listening to music. I like that song with Babe. What's that song called?
I Love It.
Yeah, I Love It with Carti. That's probably my favorite. I like him on that Weekend song. What's the one
Timeless?
Yes, Timeless.
Yeah.
That's a banger. But the new album, I liked it because I like it. Kind of, what's the word? Not like, how Lil Uzi kind of has that like that almost EDM, almost house music type beat, that trap stuff.
Yeah,
he kind of has that too. I feel like on the new album,
just not as, I guess, high BPM.
Yeah,
not as fast paced as Uzi's would be. Like nothing as fast as what's that one? Damn.
I Just Want to Rock.
Nothing
like that. Yeah, but it's still kind of it's kind of, I feel like, in that same vein. But I liked it.
Do they play? I'm pretty sure they played I Just Want to Rock at More Than Friends.
Not surprised. That's a good song.
It's a good song.
I just remember going to the bathroom.
Damn, it's a good song to like. If you're like, it's one of those songs where like if you're like out somewhere and you hear it, you're gonna want to go. Like
your ears will perk up.
Yeah, especially if you're drunk and if you're at somewhere where it's hella loud, you just want to.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets you going. Yeah.
It does.
I'll admit that. Yeah.
So I think since the week's passed, I think the album's grown on me a lot more. I think I probably like about 23 songs out of the 30, maybe a little bit more.
That's a good ratio.
Yeah,
that's a really good ratio.
That's like an A-.
Show enough. Well, this motherfucker gonna show up mid-pod.
Is that the plant?
Yeah.
It sounds like the plant.
It is the
Sounds
plant
like the plant.
Sounds like the plant.
Should we hold on?
Can we hit the pause?
We're gonna do this. Keep talking real quick.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah, 23 out of 30. That's a really good ratio.
It really is, though, for real. Like I was actually surprised because when it first came out, it did feel like kind of a chore to listen to because it's 30 songs. And, any album that's 30 songs long is gonna feel like a lot to listen to. But now that I've gotten to really like to sit with the album for a week, some songs wasn't that high on. I ended up liking a lot more.
They grew on you?
Yeah, like the second and third listens when a lot of songs really start to grow on me. And so now when I listen to it, I can listen to the 30 songs and it not feel like such a heavy chore. Because when it first came out, listening to a 30-song album really burnt.
That's a lot.
Yeah, like
it's a commitment.
It's a long sitting. It's a lot of music. So by the time you're done,
back to back, 2 in 1 sitting. Yeah.
So by the time you finish the album, you're just like, "Whoo wee, that was."
I just ran a marathon.
I need to breathe for a minute.
I need to not listen to music for a second.
Yeah. Take a break.
Let me I can hear. Yeah, it's like when you come out the club and your ears are ringing. You know what I mean?
Okay, Ezra's calling me here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna put this right there.
Yeah.
And they can't hear us now. They can hear us.
Are we back live?
We're back live.
All right, we are back live. Should I move this chair?
Ezra, are you in shot? What are we doing?
You off camera, Ezra? What you doing? Yeah, we live now.
We've been live.
Yeah.
7 minutes down.
Yeah, we here, man. Welcome to the show, man.
Man, hold on, man. Hold on.
Round of applause for Ezra for finally making it.
That's fine.
Finally pulling up, man. How you doing today?
Doing all right. Thank you for having me here.
No problem, man. We came at a good time because we were actually just talking about Playboi Carti album and how we feel about it a week later. I was telling Savannah and Andre how, I think I like the album a lot more than I did originally. But I already liked it, but I like a lot more of the songs that are on it now because 30 tracks is a lot to listen to the first time.
For sure.
The first 2 times. Because by the time you hit the end of track 30, it's like, God damn, that was a chore almost.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of music to listen to in one sitting. And if you're not familiar with all of it, it can be a bit of a task until you do get used to it. So by the third listen, I think is when a lot of the songs for me started to click. So I think I was telling them I probably like about 23 out of the 30 songs.
Okay, that's fair.
So now when I listen to it, it's more enjoyable, it's more fun, and it doesn't feel like such a heavy listen anymore. So how do you feel about the album, and how do you feel about it a week later?
I feel like it's definitely one of those albums, like especially when an artist like Playboi Carti, or especially when it reaches to like a 30 song like album.
Yeah.
But specifically the type of artist he is, I feel like it's one of those things like you don't have to listen to it in order, Yeah. Like it's one of those things like you could just put it in shuffle, and like that's kind of like you stop whenever you want. But I'm a big what is it? You remember when people early 2000s doing like, is it AFVs or AMVs?
Anime music videos.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm a big fan of stuff like that. So like I feel like it's one of those albums. Like he has a lot of songs where it's just like I've been seeing a lot of cold like wrestling edits of like when the Heartbreak Kid was still going around and all his like all those type of edits mixed with the Playboi Carti song. It's just like it just hits.
Yeah, and like when you see the music. Like I think Fiend was one of those songs that became really big in the AMV world on like TikTok and stuff, where it's like one of those songs you hear like this goes so crazy in like an anime montage, and then somebody will do it, and then you're like, wow, this is actually a lot better than I even imagined.
No.
Yeah,
because like stuff like that could really just elevate a song, like how you view it, how you listen to it, and how you receive it when you do play it. So like if you listen to like Fiend and you just saw it with a fire ass Akira montage, it's like now you're gonna get more energized when you hear it because you're thinking about Akira in your head, you think about the energy that gave you, and it's like now the song has like a whole new feeling to it.
No, sure.
So
he's already built like an aesthetic, and like what his music looks like now. Like he's built like a foundation for that. Like it's all black. When people think of opium, now people think of like people relate that to like outfits. It's like more than just music now.
Like it's like a whole like aesthetic and lifestyle.
Exactly.
Yeah. Everybody in his crew dressed the same. That. They all dress like in the all black leather clothing. Yeah, so it's like a real like opium look. And so now it's funny when you go to Playboi Carti shows or you see shows, you'll just see a bunch of white kids all dressed like him. It's like it's never not funny to see.
And now they have to throw all away that black paint just to get an Iverson jersey.
Man, see,
Isn't
that's
that
why
crazy?
some of y'all gotta just let rappers like some rappers can only do certain fashion shit. Like leave that to the rappers, because if Playboi Carti was like on his vampire shit and then abruptly switched to a New York or Atlanta out of nowhere, like it's gonna look weird for you when you rebrand into that. Like he can do that because he's an artist, so he can rebrand like that. As a regular person, you can't just move like that. You can't be a vampire one day and then a New York or Atlanta the next day in a Peli Peli. It's just not gonna look right.
Niggas like, wearing Peli Peli.
You just painted your nails black yesterday in an all black fit.
Yeah.
Now you got a colorful Peli Peli on.
Hip hop, man.
You know, leave some shit to the artist.
The amazing influence.
When it comes to the fashion, leave some shit to the artist.
Stop looking up to celebrities. Can we stop doing that?
We can do that too.
We were talking Thursday. I told you the only artist who has never let me down is Tyler the Creator. In terms of like being a fan of him, like compromising my perspective on him, compromising his art, it's never been a thing. So
yeah. Oh, let me ask y'all this: were you guys, so now that we've had a week into the Playboi Carti album, right?
Yeah.
We just seen his first week numbers. He's gonna debut at #1 with 300,000 albums sold.
Yeah.
Were you guys expecting that kind of numbers from Playboi Carti at this point in his career, or did you think it'd be more? Did you think it'd be less?
I think it's on track. I didn't assume it would be more. I think the streaming hella in one day with what was the song? It was
Evil Jordan.
Evil Jordan.
Yeah.
I think that shocked me as it first came out, or as it comes out.
Yeah,
it becomes the highest stream song ever. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, and I think the album had like the 7th biggest streaming day of all time on Spotify history.
Yeah,
which is insane. I think it might have been like the highest streamed rap album of all time. Let me see real quick. Let's see.
Really?
Actually, yeah. So Playboi Carti had more first day streams than Utopia, For All the Dogs, Mr. Morale, Her Loss, and Donda. And so yeah, he had 139 million first day streams.
Wow.
Yeah. Like that's really insane. And the fact that you have like that shows you kind of in perspective how high the anticipation and the hype was for this album. And for him to deliver a 30-track album and it be mostly hits, it's actually really impressive.
Yeah.
Because I don't know too many artists that I would want to hear a 30-track album from and be okay with it when it's all over.
That I guess that brings up a better question. Who are other artists that you would like to hear a 30-track album for? Or wouldn't mind?
I guess Kendrick be one, because Mr. Morale was a double album, but that was probably like 22 songs total, 10 on each album. So that wasn't even 30 songs. But when Ray Sherman tried to do it in 2018, I wasn't trying to hear that bullshit.
No,
I didn't want to hear a Slim Jimmy and Sway Lee solo album at the end of a Ray Sherman album. No, bitch, give me the Ray Sherman album, and y'all stand on your own too.
Yeah,
let me see how y'all do. But they wanted to like look good, public perception wise, so they included it with the Ray Sherman album. And the Ray Sherman album was fire, but their solo albums were so underwhelming, it killed the whole project.
Yeah.
So like that shit never took off the way it should have.
What about you, Ezra? What are some
Oh, and Big Crit. Big Crit did a great double album too.
Okay.
That was actually a lot better than I anticipated. Is there an artist from you that you wouldn't mind hearing a 30-track album from that you think would actually be pretty good?
30-track.
It's a lot, ain't it? Like, would you want a 30-track Kodak Black album?
Bro, I'm more of a fan of like
you put the
I was more of a fan when like I feel like it really started when Ye was doing on that run of like
7 tracks.
Those 7 tracks, and he was helping like everyone with their album, and there was like 7 tracks for them too. Anyone that was like part of his label.
Yeah.
But I'm more of a fan of stuff like that, especially when it's like more cohesive, or you're a lot of songs with more of a punch to them, than just a whole bunch of songs.
Oh, so let me ask you guys this. So I'm glad you said that, right? Because Pink Sifu, right?
Yeah.
He was doing an interview with Elise, not Elise.
Elise,
is that her name?
I don't know.
She's the famous music personality on Twitter. She's a black woman. She's interviewed Schoolboy Q.
Oh, okay.
During the Blue Lip shit. She did an interview with the artist. What's his name? Pink
Sifu.
Yes.
Yeah.
And during that interview, he was saying that artists nowadays.
I've met him. He's a good guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, drop a bomb for yourself, Andre. That's beautiful, man. Where did that come from? There we go.
What's up, Nelson?
In an interview he did with her, he was explaining how artists don't really put a lot of thought into making albums full bodies of work anymore. It's just like they try to have success with their albums through quantity and not quality.
Yeah.
And do you think that's kind of what it's been since like the Ray Sherman 3-track album?
Or no, once people realize, I think the turning point.
Chris Brown.
No.
When he was doing fucking 50 track albums.
50, yeah.
Oh, because Morgan Wallen, I think, is gonna be putting out a 37 track album.
No, I think that's fucking crazy. I think talk on the mic, Buster. No, I think what was it? Tierra Whack with Whack World, and how every song was 1 minute. And once artists realize that 1 minute tracks are the key to the sales, it just needs to be really it's 30 seconds, and then the other 30 seconds is what gets a full sale or a spin or whatever. Whatever they consider it. Yeah. Like that was the turning point for me in my head. And I think that came out in 2017. So really, I think that's when you start seeing the rise of let me have a popping chorus, popping first verse, breakdown, chorus again.
If there's a breakdown. It might just be a chorus again and the song's over.
Literally.
Because I remember Juicy J put out that Neighbor song with Travis Scott in like 2019, 2018, around that time. And it was like a 2-minute song. I think he had one verse and then 2 Travis Scott hooks in there, right? Yeah. And he did an interview and somebody was talking to him about the song and they said, I love the song. It's just like extremely short. I wish it was like a little longer. And he goes, yeah, man, that's a good thing. Keep running the streams up. Yeah. And so that's kind of like the mentality now, especially like when we were talking with Co-Red, he was talking about how short form content is king now. Yeah. And it's like, even for major artists, that kind of comes down to it. Like, yeah, short form content is the wave, even if you're a big celebrity or a big musician, because it's like people's attention span so fried.
But they're playing into that. I mean, they're just as culpable as the user, because if art is interesting, they'll stay around. Yeah. Like, we can't say that Killers of the Flower Moon didn't hit because it was 4 hours or however long it was, because, people went and saw that movie. Yeah. People went and saw Oppenheimer. People went and saw these. And even like a whole day. People dedicated a whole day for Barbie and Oppenheimer to see them as a double feature. So I think good art will remain and it will last. And these artists who are just doing this bullshit, I think they're just as culpable as the user who will have that short attention span.
I like that. Yeah. So do you think, go ahead, drop a bomb for yourself. In a message.
Yeah. Message.
Yeah. And 1 second bomb.
Yeah, and fuck SpongeBob.
Speaking of Oppenheimer.
Speaking of
Oppenheimer.
This motherfucker Andre got like a weird quarrel with SpongeBob. I don't understand his beef with him.
No, it definitely made us stupider.
No, it didn't. It was funny. It was a funny show. Like, I don't know what y'all parents did to y'all growing up to make y'all hate SpongeBob. I'm not speaking to you specifically, but just in general, because you're not the first person to tell me that. So I just don't know like what quarrel a lot of people have with SpongeBob. There was like some kids grew up with parents who were forbidden them from watching SpongeBob.
No, I was watching SpongeBob. My brain I don't know why. It's the flashing colors, bro. Just like Coco Melon. It's a 15-second timer of cuts, and like they won't be able to stay locked in unless they have so many different fucking cuts. So SpongeBob is culpable of that too, where it had so many flashing colors, so many different, nothing stays on the screen for super long. And then when it does, it's like those super greasy detailed photos. So it will take you out and it's like super hilarious. But you know what I'm saying?
Like they'll zoom in on like literally rep or something, just shit everywhere.
It's like crusty painting. Yeah. So
okay, so
TikToks too.
So would you say artists today aren't as successful because a lot of them don't have the personality to push them over the edge? Because we see a lot of high quality shit. Like I see a lot of high quality videos and content from people on a local level, people on a big level, people on a middle level. Like, like Isai, for example, if he shoots a video for a KC artist, the quality or himself, the video is going to be amazing. Yeah. Like quality wise, it's going to be top of the line quality. But how do you get somebody to still pay attention, even if you're delivering them a high quality product? Does it come down to you as a person, your personality, what you have to offer them previously? Like what makes the difference in getting people to stay and watch your stuff?
I don't know. We trying to figure it out. Stream.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we're trying to find the answers for y'all.
If I had the keys, we wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? If I had the keys. Ezra, what do you think?
Do you think like it's hard to keep people's attention because the attention spans are shorter, or because people just aren't as entertaining to warrant people's attention? Because everybody's seeking attention, but can you keep people's attention?
Everything that's heavily pushed right now is people who are just attacking the algorithm. It's not about art as much most of the time.
It's more so like trying to beat the algorithm in opposed to like doing something that
It's trying to keep you on the algorithm.
Yeah, that's what everyone's on right now. Everyone's on like, oh, I have to do it this way now.
Yeah,
like
I have to react this way. I have to put my cover arts this way. Like somebody brought up a funny point. They said, I don't know who's part of like y'all branding, but y'all don't have to have these weird faces on your cover arts for your videos. Because like every video is just like, huh? Like doing some stupid ass face.
But, thumbnails, you mean?
No, but thumbnails.
But you definitely do though.
Why? Tell me why. Tell me why.
Because
what's the science?
Because it gives you a in as to the emotion that's going to be expressed in the video without even clicking it first.
You can just do that with the title. You don't need to make a weird face at me.
It works both ways, bro. The title is for searching, and then the image is to get you to click on it. So
that's still kind of dumb. Look at y'all selling.
It's a new world, man. We already sold out for the algorithm, bro.
Are we winning? Are we
winning? These 3 people that are watching the stream, I don't think we're winning. Here, let me post on Instagram and let people know that we're.
But yeah, so all right. So coming back to the Pink
Seafood.
Pink Seafood's comment. When you guys listen to I Am Music, does that feel like a body of work that was well thought and put together, or does that just seem like a body of work that just had a compilation of songs that happen to be pretty good? Because there's a few moments I feel like, so the story is that they originally were in such a rush to upload the album that they fucked up the track list. So the track list we got isn't the original order it was supposed to be in. So that's why things kind of seem all scattered. And so like for example, the intro of Evil Jordan was supposed to come in right after the intro. Because if you listen to Pop Out, there's like a little outro at the end of Pop Out. It's supposed to go right into Evil Jordan. So there's little moments that on the album that showed you that it was supposed to be sequenced, but now it's all kind of scattered. So when you listen to it now, does it sound like something that was meant to be sequenced, or just a compilation of songs?
Compilation of songs, dude.
You think definitely.
So? In my opinion,
yeah.
Because like we were talking about last week, I don't think the references are enough to where you can, hold it to this high art regard.
Yeah.
As a body of work. Individually, there are songs that are hitting, right? Yeah. But as a packaged deliverable, I don't think that the references and then the little nods to Lil Wayne and the aesthetic of his outfits and the rollout, I don't think that's enough to sell this as a full body of work, a cohesive body of work.
Yeah.
Let me say that.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah. So if he dropped another album right now, would you be hyped for it? Because he was teasing that.
I think I'd be tired.
Another one. Huh?
Personally, I think I'd be tired.
Another 30-track album for Playboi Carti?
No, I don't think I could do that. And to answer the question that was posed earlier, I think I would want to hear a 30-track album from like a posse. Like if like Odd Future just did one more, or if Good Music was still a thing and Cuz wasn't radioactive.
Yeah.
And like we can have a Cruel Winter or an actual Cruel Summer 2. Like I think those would hit, but
like a crew, not an artist specifically, but
no,
a crew.
I don't think I can do one artist 30 songs unless it's Frank Ocean and it's his last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'll do that.
Yeah, because 30 songs from any artist is asking a lot. Even when Ye did Donda, I didn't listen to all of that. I like Donda too. There's a lot of songs on there that I really did enjoy, but I'm not about to sit here and listen to 30-track album from you. I just can't do it. I'm not that interested.
No.
But Playboi Carti, I had to do it for journalistic purposes.
And I don't think I have enough moments in my life to use this music to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you only have so much time to like. I'm driving in my car. I'm going to work. I'm leaving work. I'm I don't know, on the train or the streetcar. I'm walking somewhere or I'm working on something. How, like. And where do you listen to 30 songs straight at one? Yeah. Where do you do this? How do you consume this music?
What commute are you on?
Yeah.
How much time do you have? There's no more third areas.
And the thing about I Am Music compared to like an album like Donda is like I Am Music is an album you could play outside. So you could go out and maybe hear a few songs from the album and live in it outside as well. Like Donda's got great hype songs, but not like I'm not gonna hear Heaven or Hell at More Than Friends. Or Off the Grid. I shouldn't hear Off the Grid at More Than Friends. I don't want to hear it at More Than Friends. Like, I think it's an album you really just have to enjoy yourself. Like
you gotta enjoy yourself. Yeah. Yeah. We got some comments in the chat.
We got Sean.
30 songs is enough. I don't need another album for 2 years.
2 years? Like, come on, man. He might fuck around now, drop another album for 8 years.
Sean said, "Oh, now Donda's a classic."
Hey, yo, I didn't say Donda was a classic by any means.
Oh no, he said
He
no.
said, nah,
Wow.
Donda's a
like
classic.
he's stating that it's
Wow.
a classic.
Like, you know, I'm not mad because when I first heard Donda, I was super pissed off because I was like, you could have done this the whole time and you gave us Jesus is King. Like, what the fuck was that all for? And if you could make music at this high level, because that's what Donda was like, return to form for him.
Nigga said, "Atheist, stand up."
Get this Jesus King shit out of my face. I'm not buying this Chick-fil-A on Sunday bullshit you trying to sell me.
Bro, that's how, if you talk to like the stoner kids who fucked with Chance, like the year after Coloring Book came out, like the Grammy era for when he like, you know, they're like, what the fuck is this shit, man? I like what is it? No Problem, but why does everything have to be God? Fuck this shit.
Yo, that man had a whole song with Jay Electronica just rapping about Bible shit.
Oh my god. All right, Sean.
Best album of the 20. All right, man.
All right.
Like, Donda is great sonically, but
Nigga came in the chest, started shooting.
right from the hip.
Full court.
Full hip firing. No zoom in, nothing. Just hip firing.
Above the rim. Just
Rain dance.
Hey, that's the one where he pulled the gun out of the backpack, right?
No, that's Above the Rim. Oh no, you are right.
Yeah.
I was the rain dance shit was a Long Came Polly reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Above the rim.
Yeah.
Shooting from the hip.
Donda is a great album though. It is a great album. But I wouldn't say, I don't know if it's the best album of the 2020s for me.
What is the best album of the 2020s?
I know, that's what I'm saying. There's so much more albums.
We're only halfway
through.
through.
Halfway through, checkpoint.
What
are songs have been hitting? Albums that have been hitting.
See, there was a
have lasted.
My Turn by Lil Babies is still a great album. I liked Polo G's first Hood Poet or Goat, one of those two. The one that had Martin and Gina.
You said what?
Polo G.
This nigga bringing up albums you don't even know the name of.
Well, I'm just trying because it's the one that had Martin and Gina on it that was fire.
Then it's not memorable.
It
Joe.
was a great pandemic album.
Okay,
it was a great pandemic album. GNX
Panoramic and shit. Yeah.
Blue Lips. We Still Don't Trust You.
Still Don't Trust You. Yeah.
We Still Don't Trust You. Damn. What another album I fuck with this decade? There was a lot.
Wanna is special. Yeah, for real.
Which one?
Wanna.
I didn't really like Wanna, but I've never been that high on Gunna. I like Gunna in moments, but not a whole album from Gunna. I'm not that high on him, but I like what he does. I like what was the one he dropped in 2020? It was like The Clock.
The Clock?
It
wasn't 2020. It was
2021.
That was
it had Dollars on My Head on it.
I don't know.
Was that Wanna?
Do you want me to Google?
If you can, produce.
Sean said, yeah, producer Sam.
You said Gunna?
Yeah.
A single album better than Donda.
You ain't named a single album better than Donda.
You ain't named a single album better than Donda is cool. Like, I like Donda, but I just don't think it's the best album of the 2020s.
The House is Burning.
The House is Burning.
The House is Burning is definitely better than
the new Weekend album we just got. The Weekend album we got was crazy.
That's one of the Clock is one.
The Clock is one. Yeah.
Oh, that's one. Okay, yeah, I do like that album. Then
Yeah,
I was thinking the other one he did that had "Fuck You Mean."
That's the next one.
Yeah, I didn't know that was
one of one or something like that.
Was it one of one?
I don't know.
I don't see. Like I said, I don't follow like that.
I like the DS Drip Season 4.
The one he's underwater.
No, that's where he has the bust of his head.
He looks like a statue.
He looks like a statue.
Oh,
this one.
Okay, yeah, that one.
All white.
That was okay.
What about you, Ezra?
Is there an album from this decade? Is there a Kodak Black album from this decade? You're like, that's one of the best.
This decade.
Yeah, the 2020s.
Why you keep saying Kodak Black?
Because that's his favorite rapper.
Kodak Black is your favorite rapper?
Yeah, he's up there, bro. Hey, bro. He's on a Kendrick album. He's on a Kendrick album.
That's not.
Oh, yes. We got what?
It's a sign of greatness.
Okay.
He's not your savior.
Gemini Rights. That's also
Wait, hold on. Let's go back to Kodak real quick though.
What's up?
I hope he takes care of himself, man.
Okay.
That shit.
Yeah.
That should be a tough scene. Like, I hope he's
people
good.
be saying that Kanye be putting on an act,
Like,
which
yeah,
I don't think
hope,
it is,
like,
but I think Kodak definitely puts on an act.
Because he be playing. Like he seems like a fun, goofy guy at times, but like I don't know if you just like, you know, you can that's how you attack the algorithm, is like doing shit like that. Like, have you seen what is it, Orlando Brown?
Yeah,
like
see,
there's moments where he's just like where he'll just be like chill and normal, But then when he's on
With
the
like a wife
camera,
and kids, yeah, it just seems
then
like a normal
it's
dude,
like a
yeah.
whole switch. Of a
Yeah.
character.
I hate that shit so much. I hate that y'all bring that shit up to my timeline.
Brent Faiyaz, Wasteland. That's also another.
I'm not putting that up there. I'm not putting that fucking. There's a 6-minute skit on that album. I'm not putting that album anywhere close to the best album.
You know, who also has a skit on there, or skit on one of the greatest,
albums?
Up there albums.
What?
Fucking Doggy Style, bro.
Doggy Style?
Yeah.
Who has a skit on there?
Bro, ain't nothing but a G thing. No, that's Dr. Dre's song. Pardon me. I was thinking of Dr. Dre's The Chronic and The Chronic 2. They both have long ass skits on them.
What long skit is there? Oh, no, they're not 6-minute skits. There's a whole 6-minute
Dude,
skit.
there's a skit in
and there's multiple on Wasteland. That album's long because there's so many skits.
There's a skit on 2001 where it's just women in a bar.
Oh yeah, and Eddie Griffin talking to him.
Yeah.
Fuck you won't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Eddie Griffin though. We get a pass.
Yeah. Okay, Ashawn, the intro to Doggy Style is a skit. Yeah, I was not tripping. And the ain't nothing but a G thing, bro, that starts with a nigga pissing.
No, that's Gin and Juice.
Okay, you're right.
Which is actually continuing the skit on the previous song.
Okay.
Yeah. But it wasn't 6 minutes.
Wasteland ain't a great album though. Okay. All right.
Not. It's not a great album.
Okay.
What is it? Fuck the World's a better Brent Faiyaz project, I'd say.
I don't disagree with that.
But he said, "Call me if you get lost." A great album. I like Chromacopia, GNX, but apparently that's not a better album than Donda.
So The House is Burning is not up there.
The House is Burning is definitely up there.
Okay.
The House is Burning is 110% up there.
Okay. I'm trying to look through my
Maybe,
replays of the years.
I think Chromacopia is definitely up there.
You like the new SZA? You played that a lot, right?
Oh yeah, SZA.
Yeah, he likes the
SOS.
Right?
SOS, yeah.
You like SOS? Or do you like
The House is Burning is up there, Ashawn.
Bro.
Like, there's not a single miss on The House is Burning.
That's true.
Like, I don't know how it's not regarded as one of the greatest albums of this decade.
The House is Burning better, but what?
But better than any of Vince's.
It is though.
It is better.
It is though. I'd say versus Vince Staples' self-titled, where his face is like black.
No, I would put Ramona Park Broke My Heart up there over the Vince Staples self-titled.
SZA ain't a rap album, and no, The House is Burning is not.
It has a lot of what misses? Like, what's the misses on there, Andre? Is there a song on there you didn't like? Because I know you like that album a lot. So
it's one of my favorite albums.
Yeah, is there a miss on there for you?
I don't think I'm the person.
I'll say if anybody hate a song, like I feel like you could tell me.
If anybody doesn't like something, let me think, dude. For All the Dogs, K-Tramine.
K-Tramine.
I really like that album though.
I thought it was a pretty cool album.
I really like that album.
I didn't know how many people hated Amine until
the Nego album. It's a good album. It ain't close to Donda Fam. Okay, all right. Play off the grid.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into some of these topics that are in the thumbnail, just so we can knock them off the board.
That.
For those that are in the room that don't understand the dynamic between Just Hilarious, The Breakfast Club, and all that, Joe, as our radio liaison, can you please give us an accurate breakdown of what's going on, unbiased first, and then give your opinion, and then we'll all give our opinions.
All right. Well, first off, I'm only a part-time radio liaison, so I appreciate it though.
You're our man on the inside.
I'm barely on the inside, Paul.
You're on FM radio.
Barely even there anymore. But I'm still on the mic, so it is what it is. But so Breakfast Club, they hired a new girl a while ago to replace Angela Yee. Her name was Jess Hilarious. She has no experience in radio. She doesn't come from a media background. She's just a girl on Instagram that had a following. And it was cool with Charlamagne the God. So he threw her the alley-oop. She got the lob. I was super annoyed by it, but hey, she got the job. Who am I to say anything, right? She gets the job.
I said unbiased.
She gets the job. Something funny happens early on. She stops showing up to work. People are speculating she was fired, let go, and then there was like a whole reveal that they were actually just going to hire her on full time, I guess, because they were just testing it out early on.
Yeah,
and so people
liked her when she was on, like as the guest.
Yeah.
She's
a cool guest to have. She's not a good radio personality to run a radio show, especially one of that caliber and magnitude.
To rely upon,
because she's stepping in and filling Angela Yee's role, which I didn't think was a big role to fill until Just Hilarious stepped in, and I realized just how big those shoes were. God damn.
Man, shout out to Angela Yee.
Yeah, shout out to Angela Yee, because she apparently held it down a lot more than I ever gave her credit for on The Breakfast Club until Just Hilarious stepped in. So what happened is they hired Jess Hilarious full time. She's holding it down. Then she ends up getting pregnant. Yeah. And she ends up going on maternity leave for a couple of weeks. While she's gone, they have the show's producer, Lauren LaRosa, step in.
Yeah.
And so while she's gone, Lauren LaRosa is playing the third mic. Every now and then they'll bring in Nyla Simone to play third mic as well, who's also great at the job. And, it goes on for a while, and people are just really starting to see how much Lauren brings to the Breakfast Club compared to Jess. Like, she brings a real journalistic element to it that makes the conversations entertaining.
They were saying she could read, too.
I'm not going to say all of that because I don't know if Jess Hilarious can read or not. That's hilarious if she can't because, it's kind of ironic. But, like, they keep bringing people on the Breakfast Club that can't read. Like, why would you do that? But so once Jess comes back, Lauren steps away from the show, but Lauren was so well received on the Breakfast Club from the listeners and the people that watched that they kind of had to keep her on now.
Yeah, the ratings definitely. I heard that the ratings kind of went down once Jess was permanent host.
Mm-hmm.
Got pregnant, situations happen, and Lauren comes in, and then the ratings kind of went up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So when Jess came back, and now there's 4 chairs, they're trying to position it as that was always the plan.
Yeah,
from her perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know that she was pretty upset by the fact that they were calling it Jess with the mess, but Lauren was still doing the segment.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of,
but I guess apparently Jess told them to like let her have that segment.
Yeah.
So I don't know why Jess was so upset about it.
No. She was upset that they kept calling it the same segment when she's no longer doing the segment.
Okay.
It'd be like I got a show and then you do my show. Even when I come back, it's still your show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just name it Joe's show.
Yeah.
So I think that's what she was frustrated about. I will say this: her Baltimore accent does her no favors when she's saying "you" and YouTube.
I don't mind it. I saw people complain about it. I don't mind her accent though. But yeah, so what ended up happening is Jeff comes back, Lauren's on the 4th seat, and like there's starting to become some tension on the set because like Lauren's getting a lot of shine. Jess is trying to reclaim her role, but she's also still trying to adapt to this new layout because Lauren would kind of step in and be 4th mic if there wasn't no guests.
Yeah.
And that's where like they kind of collide. And then there started to be some tension a couple of weeks ago when there was like a discussion they were all having on the air. And at one point, Jess tells Lauren to shut up so she could talk.
She says hush.
Or hush.
Yeah.
She told her twice.
She said, no, hush.
Yeah, really, because I'm trying to talk and you keep interrupting or whatever, you know. And so that was kind of like the little cracks. And then you started seeing people like really advocate for this, like Lauren should be in the 3rd chair. Like Lauren should be the 3rd person on the Breakfast Club, like fire Jess. And then like that discourse started getting louder.
Which I don't like. I don't like this hive mentality of let's get this person fired. I don't like how they do this one thing. Like, when has that ever been a thing? Unless it's like it's a politician, but like
it's like prevalent in sports.
Yeah,
like people. So imagine like a football.
But sports is different, bro.
Because like no, but think about it. It's the same perspective, right? So imagine this: you go to your boss and you say, "I deserve a raise of this much money because of da 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 da," and some stranger you don't know comes in the room and says, "No, he doesn't. You don't deserve that raise."
Are you talking about what is this analogy
just
in
like,
reference to?
Of like trying to get like somebody getting you fired or trying to stop you from progressing in your field, right? I'm
talking about the internet having a voice in those conversations.
But that's part of the conversation. Because that's, I mean, in this perspective, instead of just walking to the room, it's just some guy on Twitter, thousands of people on Twitter saying why you don't deserve this raise.
Yeah.
It's like who are you people? You don't know me. Like, why are you chiming in on like how much money I should get or like what positions I should get or like why I should get fired, right?
I think that the Breakfast Club just needed retooling. It didn't need to.
You're right.
It didn't need to have somebody get fired. Nobody had to get fired. And if that is the case going forward, and like they do let Jess go, I think it will have to do more so with her actions instead of the actions of.
Pull that comment up right there because you're right, Sean. She ain't do shit but her job, and she's really good at it. Like Lauren is really good. I like what Lauren brings. I like what Nyla Simone brings.
Yeah.
Jess hasn't brought nothing to the Breakfast Club that is worthwhile to me. Like there's nothing that she's done where I'm like, damn, that's a great moment. She doesn't provide that. Lauren, I watched numerous interviews on the Breakfast Club when Lauren's there. She asks great questions. She holds it down because she's knowledgeable. She's a producer of the show. She knows how to make the show great.
Yeah.
That's why when they were having the back and forth live on air, Lauren wasn't going there with her. She's like, I know how to, like, I do this.
Yeah.
Like, I come from back. I'm not about to just throw away my career and for this moment that you want to have because you're not from this field.
Yeah.
Which is why you moving like how you moving. Like, because she was arguing with Charlamagne and DJ Envy the night before on Instagram Live, and people thought she was fired.
Yeah,
which is why she was reacting like that. But then she showed up to work the next day, and people were like, "That's weird."
But all this venom, I think it comes from when it was that moment in which she left, and they didn't think that she may have got the job. She thought she was wilding out because she announced it before they announced it. Remember
what?
That she got the job, the full-time gig.
Oh yeah.
So, and then when they didn't announce it, people were like, "Oh, see, that Baltimore came out, and you flew too close to the sun, thought you got the job, and you actually didn't. You fell on your face."
Mm-hmm.
All those people were wrong, but that venom for her in that position, I feel like was always there from that point.
Yeah.
So she was always in a losing position. And then when you come in and, she said that she planned the baby, right?
Yeah.
We're never going to step on.
I'm not shading her for that.
Yeah. Like, whatever.
I don't think women should be punished or lose positions because they get pregnant.
Literally.
Like, that's a life thing. Like, I don't think they should be punished for that.
New parents should have the maternity leave.
Yes, which she was on.
That should be standard.
Yeah.
Even for guys. So it shouldn't be looked down upon for taking care and prioritizing self and
your family.
This new baby that's into the world who's innocent.
Yeah,
like innocent in this whole thing.
She should be able to step away, and she did. She stepped away. She came back, and she got back her chair.
Yeah,
it just came to the point where like you just started to see
when y'all right next to each other
the difference in what you bring to the show and your talent level. And my thing is, if you're just hilarious, right, and you are feeling threatened by this presence that Laura's bringing to the show, then you need to step up.
Yeah,
like step up and do your job.
Yeah,
you got paid to do this for a reason. So show us why you earned this spot at the Breakfast Club.
Let's talk more so about the Instagram Live and quote unquote professionalism, especially navigating this internet world. How do you guys think that she expected the Instagram Live to affect what she has right now?
I mean, I think she was just trying to more so say her piece because I feel like she felt she wasn't getting that anywhere else on the show. So this is how she had to go about it. But that also comes down to the difference of just like professionalism in the media world. It's like Lauren told her numerous times, like, this is something I've been told you, if there's a problem, let's talk it out.
Yeah.
Let's discuss with somebody else in the room, which is why she said they did. And then Jess goes, I don't remember doing that. I don't remember this happening. And she well, that's why I had so-and-so in the room with us.
Exactly.
To verify that this happened.
Yeah.
And so it's like, Lauren was always giving her a out if there was an issue.
Yeah.
Like, talk to me.
It seems like everybody was though.
Yeah. But Jess is so worked up and just everything and how it's playing out. I think that was just her first reaction, was to just spill all the beans to everybody how she feels about the moment and just letting it play out how it did.
A part of me, and this is me being facetious, this is me being skeptical and being a conspiracy theorist, but a part of me feels like this shit is fake, bro. Because when she was turning up before she got the job, when she announced it, and then they were like, no, take it down, and everybody had that, that spice towards her. She got the job anyway.
Yeah, she's still like, I thought when they weren't bringing her back, I was like, well, that makes sense because she's not a radio personality. She's not that great at the job because she doesn't have any experience in the field.
Yeah.
If you jump into any big high level field like that, where you're speaking in front of millions of people every morning,
live,
like that's not easy to do.
I'm pretty sure she does have not broadcasting experience, but at least this, where we're on a mic, we're trying to have decent conversation. But even in a podcast setting, this doesn't translate to national broadcasting, syndicated radio.
Yeah, like in radio structured different than a podcast is or a streaming platform is.
Exactly.
There's more structure, there's more rules, there's certain things you have to do. You have to hit certain shit by a certain time because you have to go to commercial break.
Speaking of shit, you can't even say shit.
You can't say shit.
No.
There's 7 words you can't say. Shit's one of them.
Literally.
Like you can't curse. Well, I guess they can. They have different rules over there.
Yeah, but it's not.
They can't curse live. Like New York radio.
They can't curse live, but it's when they're recorded segments.
Yeah, which is all their interviews. Yeah. Other interviews are live.
But I mean, with when I was listening to the playback of her confronting and everybody coming, the coming to God moment, I guess.
Yeah.
They were cussing.
Actually, they took callers too.
Yeah, they were cussing. So
what did Sean say?
Postpartum is real, man. She probably going through it 1,000%. 1,000%.
Because like I said, like you go on maternity leave, come back, and you feel like your job is now being threatened. Your position is now being threatened by a coworker.
Yeah. And even the optics of it is 2 women going against. That's not, that's not.
And
it.
like I don't know. It just seems like Lauren has given Jess plenty of options to address this in a different manner that's not in public in front of everybody.
Yeah.
But Jess just felt like this was the only way to get her piece off.
But she comes from the world of the internet. So she's always going to try to appease, because she has 5 million followers. It seems as though that she's on that side of things.
Yeah.
So when you're being bombarded by like negativity and you just, like Sean said, postpartum, I feel like those pressures, who wouldn't snap a little bit?
Yeah, but this is your producer you're snapping at. This is the person that's actively there to help you succeed.
Yeah.
She said, "You're my talent." In that debate, she said, I'm the producer, you're my talent.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not here to make you look bad. That's not my job. Like, my job's to make this show look good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here to do. And if you have a problem with how we're handling things, you could talk to me.
Yeah.
We don't need to do this. I'm not doing this with you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not throwing away what I built because you and your feelings right now.
Now, going back to my conspiracy where it's like, this is fake, and like she came in with drama, like nobody's been talking about the Breakfast Club for years since
this is the most they've talked about it in some years.
Yeah.
Like, this moment is the only reason people have talked about it extensively.
She
The Breakfast Club is washed up at this point.
Yeah.
Like, there's no need for Envy and Charlamagne to still be there. Like, really, if you really want to revive the Breakfast Club, you got to get rid of them too, because they've been phoning it in for like 5 to 6 years now.
Well, because I feel like Charlamagne's trying to transition to a political space, to where
Andrew Schultz. Yeah, I love the direction that's going in. Fucking dickhead,
dude. Andrew Schultz is a piece of shit. Can we just say that?
Charlamagne at this point,
he's been doing the same conversation for 8 weeks on 15 different media outlets.
Who, Andrew Schultz?
Yeah, he's been trying to not sell, but he's trying to.
He's been trying to tell us how canceled he is.
Yeah, and trying
to 8 weeks,
and trying to promote his new special on Netflix
that he just got despite being canceled, or like his new WWE gig he got despite being canceled.
I don't know, man. He should be more of a modern, like, Gary Owen. Like, black people gave you everything, nigga. Like, how are you so
Saying this to a white man's kind of funny.
Yeah, how are you so, like, I don't know.
If you want to sit down, you can move that bag. All right, cool. No problem.
We have hella people in the studio, and because it's just been standing the whole time.
I was like, nah, you good, man. You good. I was like, man, we offer a chair to him, but what was we discussing?
But do you think that this is fake?
Because ordeal?
Because, like, bro, wouldn't she be fired in any other circumstance? You can't just put your, like, employer on blast.
All right. Let's think about who we're talking about. We're talking about the Breakfast Club here. Let me tell you this like now. DJ Envy should have been fired a year ago when he was going through that scam and shit. Yeah. So there's no reason DJ Envy should still be on that radio station. That office got raided because of DJ Envy. How the fuck do you still work there?
Yeah.
And he doesn't bring nothing to the table. He does nothing but make weird jokes with Charlamagne that don't connect with nobody else in the room besides Charlamagne.
But his responsibility is the music. That's what he does.
I don't listen to it, so I don't know what they play.
Yeah, but
like,
I don't either. I watch the media segments, but his responsibility is the A1 mic, where he's introducing segments. He's introducing, this is the next song. Literally what you do, Joe.
Yeah.
And then Charlamagne's component is he'll be the semi-informed, critical or comedic voice critique of said a topic.
Mm-hmm.
And then Angela Yee was the educated mic, where she would give context to what either Charlamagne or Envy is saying, and it might be from a perspective like hair salon gossip perspective.
Yeah,
they changed the dynamic where Charlamagne is not as spicy as he once was. He's not smelling seats anymore. He's not.
He's not.
Yeah, so
he's not asking people about their dead relatives.
Yeah. Who the hell, he's not doing those things. Yeah,
who raped your sister?
Yeah, as long as you say it. No, no,
He's about to bring it up.
I was gonna say
we're thinking about wild moments, and like that's actually when he asked Magic Johnson, like, do you know who the girl is that gave you the HIV?
Yeah, it must have been somebody from Sacramento or something. No, but
Magic Johnson's crazy.
To his face, but his spice has calmed down.
Real quick.
We'll go again.
You said to his face, and it just made me remind me of that one moment he had with Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, sometimes my eye be getting real Forrest Whitaker.
That's fucking crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, people were like, "Dog, that's not funny. That's not funny at
If
all."
he had the feds in the office and he still got a job.
You see what you see what I mean? How is that possible?
But no, I think Jess is gonna
And
be
he
fine.
scammed listeners.
Yeah,
There were listeners that got scammed by that.
because he had Cuz on the breakfast.
He had Cuz on the Breakfast Club, and he said, "I'll fully cooperate with anything the law enforcement needs," and everybody just let it slide after that.
Yeah.
Like he's a whole bitch, and he scammed listeners. Like,
Yeah.
how are you still working for this job? If I scam people on Hot 103 Jam airwaves, I'm fired the next day.
What is it? Auto Zoom.
Yeah. If I was doing scams and interviewing scammers on the radio and people, listeners, end up getting affected by that, I'm fired the next day.
Literally.
Like, I'm not talking with my boss the next day about it. They're firing me and kicking me out with the police.
I think it's just COE, bro. I think it's content over everything.
That's so shameful. That's so shameful. Y'all so pathetic.
It's crazy they doing content over everything and like with the FCC like right there.
Yeah, which is barely there at this point. Now.
Literally,
like, FCC really just there by name. It
It's
doesn't
like-
exist.
Just don't sell alcohol and smoke and cuss.
Yeah,
You
don't
can
say
really-
seven bad words.
You can literally just be a pirate on air.
Mhm. I don't know. I mean, Jess gonna be cool, but like I don't know shit about Jess outside of the Breakfast Club.
They need to change up the dynamic.
She's done a
Like you
couple of
said.
guest appearances though. Like she used to guest host on The Real a little bit. She used to be on Wild and Out. Like she's done.
Oh, did she start on Wild 'N Out?
She didn't start on Wild and Out. She started on the internet, like it's like
Yeah.
shit like that. But then she was on Wild and Out, I think, for like a whole season. And like then she guest hosted for a little bit on The Real when that was a talk. You remember that talk show?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a guest host on there for a couple episodes. So like she's done TV stuff.
Yeah, I do remember her being on Wild 'N Out.
Yeah.
I just never seen Jess do anything funny to me. Now, granted, I don't watch maybe I'm not watching her. I don't watch her clips like that.
I'm not
Yeah,
on
I
that
don't
side
follow
of
her.
I
the
think
internet.
she's mainly known
Yeah.
though for being just controversial and saying controversial shit.
All right, and if that's your whole stick, you're not entertaining. Like just being a shitty person does not make you entertaining. I'm sorry.
She's kind of like, if she's the flagrant one, she needs to be more like,
flagrant.
She needs to
She
be
needs
more
to lean into
flagrant.
it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Charlemagne was really flagrant.
Yeah.
Like, really
The
flagrant.
definition.
So, but they could switch it now. Like,
Yeah.
Charlemagne can share the responsibility of being the reader, of being color commentary,
Mm.
and Jess could be the flagrant one. She could be the one asking, like, did you really shit on the floor when you know what I'm saying? Like all these different wild ass questions. She
Little
could be
Meech, are
that.
you really musty? Because
Yeah.
like you stink.
Now they've been saying you musty, but like
Are you really musty?
presenting the bullshit, but like wrapping up in like informative situations. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, so if that's gonna be your role, then definitely just dive into it 110%. Because don't just halfway it and just not want to commit all the way to the role. Because then it's weird. Because now we're looking to somebody to step up and provide some entertainment. If Charlemagne's not gonna do it and he wants to play the introspective guy, who's bringing the spice?
Yeah.
Who's bringing the entertainment?
Sean said Jess is a great comedian. I've literally never heard a joke.
I've never heard a joke from her.
Never heard a joke.
I remember she was popping on Instagram
Yeah.
as a comedian, which was like during the time when the pandemic, when everyone was doing it.
I feel like this might be crazy, but she reminds me of the class of like 85 South and like DC Young Fly, like that type of
She
comedian.
was on there when they were there.
Yeah.
Wild and Out, yeah.
And like I like 85 South. I like Carlos Miller a lot. And
DC.
DC is okay.
Chico Bean.
I like Chico Bean a lot too. I
Yeah.
like Carlos Miller and Chico Bean the most.
Yeah.
DC, I like him because he's a physical comedy
Yeah.
comedian, which
Yeah.
is really fun. But sometimes
It's just annoying.
it's just a little over the top.
Yeah.
And it could get annoying. And I think he focuses more on his physicality of his comedy
Yeah.
as opposed to the writing.
And like the voices and like
Yeah,
the
he's
stuff
kind of like
that.
like a Dollar General Chris Tucker.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't say that, bro. Like
I mean, that's not. I mean, like
I think there's
Chris Tucker's a high compliment,
shades of Chris Tucker within his performances.
and he's definitely got more. I don't know if I can say that because
I think
he's
he's
a huge movie star.
I think he's more fleshed out than I think you give him credit for.
No,
I think when he first started, like, bring your ass here, boy. Like, I don't
Mhm.
even think he does a lot of high pitch shit no more. You know what I'm saying?
he does on 85 South.
Okay.
I feel like he does good on 85 South.
No, he
though.
does.
Like,
I
long
enjoy that.
form, the like long hour shows. I feel like he does a really good job.
I think he it's great. I think that works out for him really well on 85 South because he's allowed to play off of Carlos and Chico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think him by himself it's a little more tougher for him to
Yes.
keep the audience captured.
But now that he's a celebrity, he's in the public, right? I feel like he can bounce off more things now that he's been exposed to more things. Like he has experiences with celebrities that he can pull from and like actually be funny towards, like when Rick Ross just got up and left.
Yeah,
during the podcast. Like,
hey,
that's
man, where the hell Rick Ross go?
literally.
Yeah.
So now, like, I feel like it just adds to that.
Yeah,
I saw Jess live at the comedy club, and she's really a good comedian. Okay, word.
Okay, I have to just see more from her. I just don't know much about her comedy. I know she's like an Instagram comedian. She did stuff on Wild 'N Out, but I've never like seen a skit or a stand-up bit from her. To this day, I don't think I have, outside of her stuff with Breakfast Club.
Seen an original.
I've never even seen a skit, bro.
Yeah, I don't think I've even seen a skit. I just remember her name being on the internet a lot.
Yeah, me too.
So when she got the job, I knew who she was, and it made sense because she was popular on Instagram. Yeah, which is why I felt the direction they were going to go in. So I wasn't too surprised. I was annoyed though, because you see the difference when somebody who has experience in media, especially in radio, and somebody who doesn't. Yeah, especially when they go on air, because people that never been on radio think radio is easy. Radio's super easy. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's super easy for me.
Do you think it's Joe? You went to school for it.
Yes, but exactly.
Do you think it's harder for people who are in a newer media space to go backwards in terms of technology and community, or is it easier for someone from a radio space to go into other spaces?
Radio to go into other spaces.
Okay.
Because I think
and why?
So say like if you're a podcaster that's really popular, right? Yeah. And then like say Hot 103 Gems was to offer you a gig on air. Yeah. Right. Like you're used to long form speaking. Okay. Like on a podcast, you could talk for an hour uninterrupted, no commercials, no nothing. You ain't got to worry about no guidance, no FCCs, no regulations, nothing. You do what you want to do, and you stop when you stop. Yeah. Radio, you have 30 seconds to a minute to say everything you need to say. Yeah. And then get off air. Unless you work the morning show, you're not talking like that. Which is why, like when I'm on the radio, you don't hear me say a whole lot. Yeah. Because I don't have a window to speak for 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah. And even doing that on radio feels weird. Yeah. There's been times where I've had to do 3-minute segments.
And them 2 and 3 minutes are long as shit
when you're not ready. On radio. Like the super long. It almost sounds like you're talking too much at that point.
That one ad that you do about that car that be hella long.
Oh my God.
We be laughing at that shit.
Yeah.
You be going on for like
I've been hearing about that ad for years. It's been like 6 years. People still bring up the AutoZoom ads. Yeah. But yeah, it's like in radio, you're more adapt. Like I could do radio and then go do a fucking news anchor.
You think?
I probably could. I could. I probably could. Or I could do I could call a sports game, no problem.
Wow. I want to put that to the test.
I think you could too.
I would love to do it.
Could you do a sport that you didn't really know?
No, that'd be the thing.
Could you do like soccer?
Soccer? Yeah, if I have like a list of the names in front of me and stats, like they usually do. Yeah. So like I could read a stat sheet, but I think soccer would be more of a challenge, but I could learn it. I could learn to like it. But
we got to put this to the test.
Like ideally, I would like to do
yada yada Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
Winter Olympics coming.
I would like to do like wrestling commentating or
that'd be good.
NBA commentating. I could do some NFL commentating too.
You'd be good at that.
It'd be fun. Like because I have experience in media, so I know how to navigate in those spaces. So it's easier for me to go to other media spaces and adapt to it than I think it'd be harder for somebody else not in media that came from like a platform like podcasting and try to go do like a news station anchor or a radio broadcast.
But you have that broadcasting skill already with the radio.
Yeah, like when I was in school for it, they gave us all forms of media. Yeah. So like you're on TV, you're doing radio, you're doing journalism. Yeah. So you can decide what you're into and like how to operate in those fields.
Yeah. That's how it was for me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in summary, Joe, in summary, for those looking to get into media or media radio or radio communications, whatnot, what would you suggest they do? Like, as we've seen all realms of, we got the part-timer, the full-timer who, is having static at their job. Yeah. What about the person getting into that, and how do they maneuver a media space?
Well, I guess it really depends. You got to find out what lane in media you want to occupy. Do you want to do podcasting? You want to stream? Do you want to be on the radio? Do you want to do TV, news, journalism? You got to figure out what form of media you want to do and then attack it. And just study, like if you're not going to college for it, it's like find people in that field that you admire and just listen to their work, see how they talk, see how they write, what they do, and just kind of take that and apply it to like what you want to do. So really just, you got to really just study the game. If you're not going to go to school for it, that's the best way to do is just study whoever it is you're trying to emulate and what you want to do in the media space. Yeah. And then just build off of that. Yeah. Brick by brick. Cause you'll figure it out along the way. Like podcasting, this was easy for me because I was already doing radio stuff.
Yeah. I like to hear myself talk.
I love that. I have a great radio voice. I love it. It's so great when I'm on air sometimes. But yeah, like I knew how to produce a podcast and make it entertaining for people that were listening at the time, because that's when it was still audio mostly.
Yeah.
So I knew how to produce a podcast show.
Yeah.
So that was easy for me to step into. But like somebody like Alex, he wasn't in media at the time, so he was learning on the fly how to speak on a podcast, how to ask questions, how to follow up, how to keep the conversation going. And so now when we do it, he's a natural.
Seamless,
but he didn't start out like that. And if you listen to the first 10, 15 episodes, you could tell he's really nervous. He's quiet. He's not used to this, but he eventually found his foot. And so it's really just a growing pains you got to get through early on in the media space if you don't have the proper background in the field.
Now, this is my last question about this topic. It just came to me. Do you think Angela Yee just left the Breakfast Club a little too late? Because in my opinion, wouldn't Just Hilarious be perfect during the times that like the internet was going to the Breakfast Club as the end all be all for Black content and consumerism? Just like a little too late. Maybe like,
did she leave too late?
Yeah.
No, I think Angela Yee left at the perfect time because her show is still doing great. Like every time,
maybe the perfect time for her, but I'm talking about for the Breakfast Club, because like I feel like Black people don't really go to the Breakfast Club as the pinnacle anymore. So once that was kind of waning,
as much as they used to.
Yeah, once that was kind of waning, shouldn't Jess been that like injection of Black culture and Black perspective?
If they wanted to rely on her to bring that to the show.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Jess it could be that person. I don't know if Jess comes from that background of just being, tapped in with like the culture like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was like that. If she was, then she could have.
That's how I saw her, as like I don't know, a voice of a side of Black people, Black culture.
I think that's what they brought her on to do, on top of being a part of like filling in the role of Angela Yee. But I don't think she's been able to deliver that the way like a Lauren LaRosa has been able to.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got. That's all I got for that.
It'll be interesting to see. They haven't fired Just Hilarious yet, so
I think it's fake, bro. I think it's fake because any other corporate situation, if I go off on my boss by name verbatim and everybody knows where I work, I have millions of followers. First off, why am I there? But second off, like my ass is grass.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, DJ Envy got them offices rated, and he still has a job. So I don't know what the criteria.
What do you have to do to get fired up
from
there?
The Breakfast Club?
I know one thing. Speaking of somebody who's gotten fired from every situation and every commitment, collaboration, endorsement, why doesn't anybody care about Kanye anymore?
Seriously, dude, that's what you wanted to go into.
Speaking of being fired, and then somebody who I guess can't be fired.
I'm gonna be real with you, man.
Has Kanye been fired?
It's not 2018 for me no more. I don't care what Kanye does anymore. Like I'm not. I used to get worked up and like real heartbroken over it. I don't care no more.
Yeah.
Like Kanye wants to wear swastikas. He can go be a loser somewhere else. I don't care. I don't care what Kanye's doing because it doesn't concern me, and it's just annoying to see him do it. So I don't want it in my face. I don't care to hear about it. I don't follow him. I don't keep up with him. Whatever he's doing in his weird part of the corner of the world, I let him do in peace over there. And whoever pays attention to it, that's how I hear about it.
Yeah.
But I don't get worked up about Kanye no more. I don't pay attention to what he does. It's just a crazy man rambling in the corner. I feel like we should treat him all that way. But he's a billionaire, so obviously he gets a different leeway than the rest of us.
Yeah. My thing is like, who is this for?
It's for Nazis. Who else is it for? Like Nazis and people who hate themselves that also are minorities who like Nazism.
But Nazis don't like Black people either.
Why do you think I'm frustrated with this man? Like, why do you think I call him an idiot every time he throws on a swastika? Like, if you are a minority and you conform to Nazi ideology, you are a fucking loser.
Yeah.
They don't like you. That means you are conforming to their ideology, saying that you are a less superior person compared to them. You're not equal. You're inferior to them. That's their belief.
I just don't understand how he got the bust down swastika chain, bro.
He got a bust down swastika. See, this is why I don't keep up with this.
Crazy.
This is why I don't keep up with this.
He has a bust down swastika.
That's an insane sentence you just said to me.
I'm like, who made that?
Yeah. Who made that?
Yeah, we needed to.
That's literally what my first thought was. Who made that?
Like, and I think at this point, man, like, if getting yourself worked up over Kanye, just setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, there's no point. There's no point.
It's not going anywhere. It's clearly just for shock value. He's clearly a man that needs a lot of help, but is also extremely narcissistic, who needs all the attention from everybody in the world. And he's showing us right now, he's willing to go through the greatest lengths that you
to be ostracized.
To be ostracized. And you know, he wants Hov to kill him so bad.
Yeah.
If you read his timeline, like he really wants Hov to kill him.
Yeah.
And so he's literally saying and doing anything he can to get a reaction out of anybody that cares.
And it's just over, bro.
Yeah.
It's just over. What do we
like
as the liaison of the youth here today? How's your perspective changed on Kanye, if it has?
Let me ask you. So, just to give people some context, you're probably the youngest guy in the room, right? Or
Justin actually is.
Justin, how old are you, Justin? So Justin's 22. How old are you? 23?
I'm 24.
24. Okay. So when do you first remember, like, as collectively seeing Kanye as a person, as an artist, and be like, oh, that's Kanye West? Like, what was your first early memory of Kanye?
My uncle's playing 808s and Heartbreak, the album, just listening to that album.
Okay, so that was your first introduction to Kanye?
Yeah.
And what do you think about Kanye in that moment?
I was like, I've never heard anything like this before.
And were you a fan after that?
Of course.
Okay. At what point, if there was a point for you, since that moment up until now, like what point did you have where, or Kanye hit for you where you were like, okay, you're getting a little out there for me? Or if you had that moment?
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, you know, some people just like, I don't look at celebrities like that. I don't look at art. I just listen to the music. So I just didn't know, you know.
Man.
Hold the mic a little closer.
Sometimes, like, we have this conversation a lot about, like, we were talking about how, I guess, like, people affected by R. Kelly get a payout for every stream or whatever, every purchase for his music and all that. We're having that conversation as well.
Okay.
But, you know, Kanye's not in that situation just yet. So
he's openly telling us all the things. He's like, I've hit women before. I'm like, why are you telling us that? Why are you bragging about that? I need all black men that look like Sean Diddy Combs to show up to this location. like, bro, what is? You have to be cool wearing swastika shirts.
When I was a kid, this was probably like around the late registration era. Like I was 7. It was before that came out. Maybe Gold Digger had come out, maybe. And for some reason in my head, I always confused P. Diddy and Kanye. Like in my head, like
that's fair.
Like I never like two dark skin look in my head as a kid. I just always, I don't know. I couldn't differentiate them.
That's crazy.
And now
there's crazy.
He's publicly aligning himself with this person. It's
he
like,
said, he's like, Carti hits women. I've hit women. Kendrick hit women, but everybody hate Diddy. It's like, all right, man. Like 3 of those things. Like
I hate when niggas be tweeting and be like, Kanye not wrong though.
Like, oh, you know, Kanye, how people view Kanye is really like a good litmus test for me.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like getting a good gathering of who you are as a person and where your IQ level's at. Because if you're over here talking about free thinkers and Kanye's not wrong, then I realize you are an idiot.
You're not a free thinker.
You're just an idiot who's gullible, who has no critical thinking skills whatsoever. It's pretty simple, honestly. Like,
how do you say that on a public forum representing yourself? Saying, hey, Kanye not wrong though.
Hey, let's hear him out.
Yeah, hey, Kanye onto something. Y'all
hey, hold on, let him cook real quick.
Hey, motherfuckers would be like, nah, y'all don't get it. He's taking back the swastikas because the Jews push violence in black music. I'm like, listen, dog, I don't hate Jews enough to wear swastikas to prove a point.
No.
Like I've never hated
And you don't hate Jews.
And I don't hate Jews.
You don't hate Jews.
I don't. But I don't, you know,
the way that was said, it was just too open at the end.
I don't hate Jews, but it's just like, you know,
you said you don't hate them enough too.
Right.
Oh yeah. Thanks for clearing that up.
W no so
W
hey, come on, man.
What's up now? So
you know, like there's always like this conspiracy theories on the internet about how like that group of people has control over shit and whatnot. And people were like, see, this is why Kanye's not wrong. He fighting the system back. I was like, by being a Nazi? Like, that's how you fight the system? You're just gonna be a Nazi?
Wow. Yeah. And what's crazy is, bro, Nazis don't like black people either. Like, what are we doing?
Like, I saw a fucking Mexican do a Nazi salute at some fucking ceremony award show that he was at. Some Mexican actor or something did the fucking salute.
The Roman salute. The Elon. They hit the Elon.
Oh my God, bro.
My heart goes out to you.
My heart go. Oh my God, dog.
Man,
I'm surrounded by fucking idiots out here.
I just don't understand what this is for. I wish he would just stop.
All right. Even
I don't know.
Let me ask you this, and even if Sean's still in the chat, this is Deshaun too. Did y'all care about Bully? He did all of that tweeting, and then he just dropped Bully randomly like a couple nights ago. Did y'all care?
No.
Did you care?
I didn't know Bully came out.
It's on YouTube right now. The full thing, 45 minutes.
And see, and this is the thing that was annoying to me when I saw that news came out and I saw people reacting to it. People were like, "Oh my god, he still makes really great music." I'm like, first off, he was talking about how he was gonna AI this whole album.
Yeah.
Plus, he AI'd the whole movie that came out with it too. So it's like, why are y'all praising this album that might just be full of AI bullshit? Because he said he was gonna take it down and redo the parts that had AI on it because he hated AI all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving Kanye no credit for anything he's doing now because I'm just gonna assume it has AI involved in it, and I don't support that.
Did you see that snippet I sent you?
Which one?
I texted it to you. It was
Is it the Lil RT clip?
No. I texted it to you.
Have you seen the Lil RT clip though? Where you know who Lil RT is? He's a young kid.
They be having him do 20v1s, bro.
Oh, that one? Yeah.
What?
Well, he got popular because like he's cussing in like rap songs.
But
Sean said the last album he will experience is Donda. Last Kanye album.
Yeah. What was the? Oh, so you didn't play Vultures and nothing like that?
I liked a few songs over Vulture 1, but I did delete those albums.
Good. I told you that.
Because remember we were. No.
I told you those albums were trash.
No, but remember when we were talking, we were like, anytime his music will come up on shuffle and it's not a hitter or a cooker, just throw that bitch away like the plague, bro.
Yeah. It's even hard to listen to his good shit. Like I can't listen to Flashing Lights with the same euphoria feeling.
I definitely turn off Kanye.
Yeah.
I definitely hit.
And it's always weird when I be out and people throw that on in the mix. I'm like, I see what you're trying to do here, but it kind of feels very R. Kelly-ish of you right now.
We don't have to do this.
You don't have to do this. Or like, I remember somebody when Kanye was going on like that, the first Nazi rant in 2020, 2021, when he was like, the Jews did it. Yeah. He was on that shit. I saw like the day after all that shit popped off, people like, yo, Kanye might be a Nazi. I saw somebody we know post a fucking Kanye song on their story, on their Twitter page. And I was like, I know what you're trying to do here. I know what you're doing here. I don't like it. That's why you look funny to me, but that's neither here nor there. But it comes back to the whole Kanye not wrong though.
Man.
No, you're just an idiot like Kanye is.
Man. He's lacking accountability, just like a lot of these people.
A lot of y'all are. But actually, speaking of accountability, there is some new music that came from an artist that is addressing some accountability.
Is lacking accountability.
Is addressing his flaws and trying to correct them. Is Wale's back.
Okay.
Round of applause for Wale.
Okay.
He dropped a new song called Blanco. But yeah, new song from Wale. He's back. And I think it's really time for us as a culture and as even the internet space mostly. But I think it's time for us to really forgive Wale for all his shortcomings in the past via social media, and really acknowledge that he is an extremely talented artist to come out of the 2010s. Like one of the best. Like he's one of the best writers, I think, hip hop wise.
Why were people mad at Wale?
Because he was really annoying on social media in like the earlier days of social media.
I remember he would be like, I'm the one who was the first rapper wearing SBs. It was me.
Yeah, like he was doing that. Okay. He was complaining about, if you remember that time, he complained about to Complex that they rated Juicy J's album higher than his on their top 50 albums of the year list or something.
Don't throw another black man under the bus just because your shit didn't get hit.
Yeah.
Or didn't hit.
So he was doing stuff like that, often complaining on social media that he doesn't get his due or his respect or whatnot. But, that's something he stopped doing some years ago. He's pretty much AWOL on social media now, so he's not prevalent online anymore.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have those moments no more. And I think him not having those moments allowed me to like get back into his music and listen to it without him having that persona in my head anymore. So now that I listen to it, I don't have that bias no more. And Wale is an artist that has only gotten better over the years, really. And I think it's time for us to really give him that due. Because Blanco is a song where he's tackling his alcoholic problems.
Okay.
By writing a song dedicated to the alcohol. And he's like, he's talking about like how alcohol is like a woman. Sometimes you make me get high. Sometimes you bring me get low. Sometimes you like make my voice get louder.
Shit, I could take a shot to that.
You feel me? But it's just really good.
Ezra's like, no.
It's a dope song. I'm glad he's coming back out addressing this, because I think that might have played a role in his outbursts on social media back in the day. Like maybe he was drinking too much.
Yeah.
He was getting into the bottle too heavy, because he was like, like I said, you get me high, you help me escape, but sometimes you bring me down as well.
Yeah.
And like how he's writing the song to the alcohol, like the bottle, it's really well done. And it's one of the things that Wale could execute perfectly, and he did. So I think it's a great comeback. I'm pretty excited. I liked his last album. I believe it was Florin 2. Florin 2 was an amazing project, and I was super, super eager and actually surprised to how much I enjoyed it when it did come out.
Perfect. I haven't checked out the record.
Are you a fan of Wale?
I do like Wale. Do you
think Wale gets his due?
I don't think he does. No.
Do you think he deserves more? Like, does he earn more? Does he deserve more?
I think he definitely deserves more. Yeah, I think he definitely deserves more. I will say this: last time a Wale song came up on Shuffle, Sav told me to skip it.
Which way?
What song was it?
What song was it?
She don't like Lotus Firebomb.
Firefly.
I don't dislike it. It's just I feel like I hear it so much.
I will say
it's overplayed.
That was the radio song
that
got overplayed a lot, and I didn't like to hear it no more.
That was the one they wanted to beat to death. And so I'm tired of hearing it. That's
I understand that.
She said, "Would you turn this monkey shit off?"
That was
like, God damn, Sav, like,
you said that verbatim.
Exactly what I told him. Yeah.
If you don't pull this monkey ass car around, like, God damn, I'm a monkey too. Me and Wale,
me and Wale, Wally, me and Wally.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's DC chilling. No,
exactly what I said.
All right, so let me ask you that as a younger guy, are you a fan of Wale and his music?
I liked his music, but I haven't listened to him recently, so I have no idea what these albums are that you were talking about.
Okay,
like I know that Blanco came out. I saw it today. Me and Justin were on the streetcar, and he got a Nike shoe collab.
Yeah, he got his own.
I saw that. So
yeah,
like saying he's not getting enough love. I feel like Nike's recognizing him again. He had like 4 different colorways, and that looked pretty dope. I liked them,
and that's a good look for Wale too, because Wale did come into the game a heavy sneakerhead. Like he was a known sneakerhead, and I think even to this day he's still like really into shoes. And so to see him get a collab with Nike is really dope, and that's actually a huge look for him. But I think when it comes to getting love, he does get the recognition. But with artists like him, he likes to get that recognition from outside sources, whether it be like his fan base or people that may not be fans of him, but he's trying to win them over. And I think that's kind of where his frustration would come into, like in terms of like, I'm not getting the love that I feel I deserve, because it's like I'm not getting the same recognition these other people are getting from these other publications, platforms, and whatnot. So I think that's probably where his frustration was coming into without the lack of recognition. But I think he's really about to hit that stride where he does start to get that notoriety for his skill set. And I think it's going to be starting right here going forward. So I like Wale. I like what he's doing. I like how he's been moving. And I'm pretty excited to see him get more back active again. So it's going to be pretty exciting stuff. Andre?
I second.
Nice. All right. So let's talk about this independent media gathering.
Oh, the Federal Five.
The Federal Five. Could you pull that picture up?
Yeah, I will. Could you set up the segment though?
All right. So
as to what happened.
So there was a independent media gathering. Okay. And it was a picture that DJ Academics posted. And he said, in the tweet, he said, the only people missing here are Joe Budden and fucking Say Cheese. So it kind of lets you know what the room was already looking like. Respect to Joe Budden, though, because he is doing his thing. But Say Cheese, get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit. But it was a picture that he posted. And he was like, independent media gathering. If you're not in this room, then get your weight up or something. And it was a picture of like Academics in a room with fucking Whack 100, Adam 22. Who else was in that motherfucker? Trap Lord Ross, Vlad TV. There was somebody else in that bitch from No Jumper too. But I can't remember who it was. But I think that's it. It was Trap Lord Ross, DJ Vlad, Adam 22, Whack 100, DJ Academics, and somebody else. But I just don't know who it was off the top of my head.
Here it is.
You got it? Who is it? So we got, are they about to do a fucking rap song?
No, I think it's just a photo.
That's crazy.
So that's it right there?
Yep.
So yes, the Fed 4. The Fed 4. We got Adam 22, DJ Academics, Whack 100. Who is that? There's Trap Lord Ross.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that dude right there?
I think he's a guy on No Jumper.
Okay. And so they were pretty much bragging about this gathering. It's like, yeah, if you're not in this room, you get your weight up type shit. And I was looking at that picture like, dog, I don't want to be in this room. There's nobody in this room I want to talk to or even stand next to in a picture. Like, yeah, like, and it's like one of the worst gatherings I've seen in one room. And I just saw Academics with Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit couple days before that.
But
and that was a shitty gathering. Like you can't. I don't give a fuck about your views. I don't care how much money you have or your stats. I said this about academics weeks ago. I don't give a fuck about none of that. If you are a horrible trash person and you represent trash shit, I don't respect you.
Yeah. And
that whole room is full of trash people that I don't respect. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about their status or their numbers. That means nothing to me. You are all horrible people and you represent some of the worst things I hate about hip hop culture.
It's even crazier, like the optics as to why and when they linked up, because obviously, you know, the
Fed
Rolling 60s Crips got indicted this past week, and two of the people involved in the RICO were Brick Baby and Loose Cannon, who are co-anchors or co-hosts, I guess, on the No Jumper platform.
And regulars on Vlad TV.
Literally. So all these things culminating to
RICO.
This is the reason why y'all linking up. Like once the RICO happens, then y'all get together and are seen together.
Actually, no, there was just an interview
off of it.
There was an interview on No Jumper that Adam 22 did with Vlad TV.
Yeah,
and they're talking about the indictments.
Yeah, this came out this week.
And this is what y'all suckers push. This is why we are in this position, because y'all put yourselves in this position.
Yeah, we
are talking about this shit because y'all put yourself in this position. People have known for years. Those are the feds.
Yeah,
feds listen to Vlad TV. They watch No Jumper. People have been indicted off that shit. ARF got indicted off that shit.
Yeah.
And y'all still going these hot mics to throw away your whole fucking future for views and clicks. That's why we not getting nowhere, and that's why y'all losing y'all freedom.
I seen him do it.
You see what I mean? Like I saw Brick Baby told somebody on No Jumper, he was like, I've got more bodies in the hood than you got squabbles. It's like, why are you saying that to a fucking hot mic? I'm not even from the streets and I know better than that. It's like motherfuckers lose all sense of common decency and critical thinking skills once they get on a big platform in front of a hot mic.
Man.
And now y'all in jail.
In front of a camera, really. Yeah. Niggas will commit federal crimes. Man.
Shit
it just
no one knew about.
Man.
But since you wanted to just get some shit off and go viral.
Not even held at gunpoint and nothing.
Nothing.
No one even asked.
Yeah. My mama not in no hostage situation. Right. Tell us the truth, nigga.
And you know, like this kind of comes back to the whole, like, I remember you asked me this during the whole Kendrick Lamar beef, right? Oh, that's something we gotta talk about too. Because it's the year anniversary of that verse.
Okay.
But I remember you know, once Act got name dropped in 616 in LA, you know, I saw somebody say, oh, this is a huge win for independent media, regardless of how you feel about Act. And I said, get his dick out of your mouth. It's not a big win for us. If that's a win for Act, it's not a win for us.
Yeah.
And you were like, what do you mean by that? And I was like, because I don't like what academics represents. Like, I don't think him getting that look was good look in the long term. And we're still seeing the effects of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, what he represents isn't a win for us. So him winning isn't a win for us. I don't care like how, if he's independent or not, or what he represents. He's just a horrible person, and everything that he pushes on his platform is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not good for us. It's gossip, it's trash, it's incelish. And y'all want to celebrate that because he got a name shouted out on a Kendrick Lamar song. He wasn't shouting him out in a high manner.
Yeah.
He was telling him he's compromised.
Yeah.
And he clearly is. He stands for nothing. You pay him enough money, he'll say whatever you want him to say.
Literally.
He's just a Snoop Dogg of media.
Oof.
Yeah, it sucks. Sorry, Snoop. You the one that let me down.
Hold on. Can I actually, speaking of Snoop Dogg, can I play something? Hold on.
What?
This shit had me weak as fuck. Hold on. I'll just play it over the speaker.
Oh, yeah. Trap Lord Ross is the feds, too.
Oh, yeah.
He's solving Fed cases for them. And he's pulling up to y'all hoods, making y'all look like entertainment for white people.
Where's that shit at? Sav, I texted it to you, I think. It was where he was talking about Snoop Dogg.
Who's talking about Snoop Dogg?
I think it was is this Reels? Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Where he's talking about Uncle Snoop?
Who
was talking about? He's like, that's not your fucking uncle.
Oh yeah. That was recently. That was like in the last I think that was on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Who is it?
My Wi-Fi is not Wi-Fi, so I'm not happy.
Well, basically, the dude was like, him and his son were watching Martin, and the son was like, Dad, why is everybody treating Uncle Snoop so mean? Like, why are they treating him like this? And he was like, son,
they back away when they look scared.
Yeah, it was like, son, that is not your fucking uncle. When I was growing up, Snoop Dogg
was a murderer.
Literally.
He was fighting a case.
Yeah.
Which is actually, that case, if you watch it in hindsight, it's really insane. He was really just on trial for self-defense.
Yeah.
But they really thought he was about to get the book thrown at him. Like, all his bodyguard did was his job. And they was about to give Snoop like damn near 20 years for that shit. Which is insane. Look back on it. They about to give 20 years for self-defense.
It's a different time.
All right, Andre, we're waiting.
I can't find it.
We're waiting. All right,
It's gone.
No. But yeah, let me ask you that, Andre. Would you want to be in that room?
What?
That room that we're talking about, the independent media room. Would you?
That room looked musty as hell.
Was that a room you strive to be in?
No, I strive to be in my own rooms.
I like see drop a bomb for that, Andre.
Man, come on, man.
You know. Yeah, because that shit's just nasty. That's nasty work, man. Like, I don't like nothing about that room. I don't like nothing about that gathering. I don't like that that's the standard, quote unquote, in hip hop media. I hate how everyone in hip hop media handles that collective with baby gloves. No one wants to be honest and truthful about what they are actually bringing to the culture and like what the negativity they're bringing to the culture. This fast food KFC bullshit that they're trying to force us to eat. It's not good for us. And I think that's why people are getting annoyed with just that part of the media culture. Because now we're at a point where we want something with more substance. We want something with more meaningful conversation. I don't want to hear you down talk 6 women in front of me. That's not entertaining to me. That's not appealing to me. I don't want to see you talk to people from the streets about gang life, gang territory that you don't come from yourself. I don't need to see that. And I just don't want to see you talk shit about rappers and how their status, their money, their success, and how their albums do. If you're not going to talk about the album, why are you talking about them? Like, none of that shit brings any value to the hip hop culture, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to build, what we're trying to like celebrate at the end of the day. You don't have to like an artist, but you know, like when academics doesn't like an artist, it gets very personal and it feels like it's not coming from a good place, which usually never is because he's a terrible person who's also got like a rape case in his house.
Found it.
That no one wants to discuss.
Son decided he wanted to watch old episodes of Martin. The Snoop Dogg episode comes on and he's like, "Hey Dad, why is everybody acting so afraid of Uncle Snoop? Why they treating him so weird?" Son, that man is not your fucking uncle. Snoop Dogg is a murderer and a crip. Okay? Since I was a kid, he's been a fucking Doberman, a murderer.
A Doberman?
Uncle Snoop, my son was born in 09. This is the nigga that he met. I don't know this. This is who I know. I know murdering ass. I was 6 years old when I saw Snoop Dogg turn into a dog. I have not trusted that nigga since. He's a Doberman.
He's a Doberman. Nice.
That man is not your fucking uncle.
That's a murderer and a crip.
He's a murderer and a crip.
We got any comments, Andre?
We don't.
All right, cool. Just want to make sure. All right. Well, last thing before we move on, we got to talk about this because we just had the year anniversary of one of the craziest.
The verse that broke the world.
Verse that changed everything in hip hop history forever. A couple of days ago, it was official. It was the year anniversary of the Like That verse from Kendrick Lamar.
Man, hold on.
We got it.
Drop a bomb one time. All right, let's take it back to that day. Around this time last year, I think 2 days ago, was official year anniversary. But a year ago, a couple of days ago, we were all minding our business. Yeah. And then Future and Metro Boomin dropped their highly anticipated album, We Don't Trust You.
And that was a More Than Friends night too.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a Friday.
Oh yeah, I did.
Because I remember I woke up late for the day, and then everybody's like, the verse. That was the first thing I woke up to. I was like, all right, let me check out the verse.
Oh, that's right. Because yeah,
and then it was More Than Friends that night,
and y'all didn't play it.
Who's y'all?
Y'all did not play like that, and I was disappointed. And then y'all, no, this is how I remember y'all didn't play it. Because y'all didn't play it there. Then you used it for the promo vid to promote that show after it was already over. And I was like, y'all didn't even play that song. Why are y'all using that in the video?
You know what's crazy? This same situation happened for 30 for 30, and I told them to play it. And they wouldn't have played it if I didn't play it over like my phone during setup. Like, oh, what was that? No, okay, now you want it. When you force feed motherfuckers, then they'll understand.
Sometimes you do gotta lead a horse to water.
Literally.
Sometimes you got to.
Sometimes you gotta put a horse down. That's not in reference to anything.
I don't know what that was a reference to, but like, all right,
if it's limping,
man, we need gunshots.
Yeah.
Like, but the ones that sound like real gunshots.
Yeah. The ones that when you're driving, you'll get scared. Yeah. You'll swerve a little bit.
You know, it'd be funny, man.
Drop a little piss.
It'd be a little funny whenever I watch when I watch Travis Scott shows.
Yeah.
And like Chase B's DJ, and he has fucking gunshot sound effects that sound super real. I'm like, why would you use that effect with this big gathering of people?
Bro, speaking of Travis Scott, this is super off topic real quick. Do you remember when he was at the Fanatics thing for? It wasn't Comic-Con, but it was something in New York. It was the Fanatics their first ever like con thing. Like
I can't remember.
Anyway, it was him, Michael Strahan, and some other athlete were on stage, and they're like, Travis, how do you keep your fans engaged? Like, what do you do to like keep them like coming back for more? And then Travis like, hey, hold on. And they go, let me see about it. And he goes to the back, comes back out with the auto-tune mic, and just starts performing For This Life I Cannot Change. Like this nigga didn't even answer the fucking question.
He just gave you an authentic answer.
He gave you an authentic answer.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. That's how he keeps me engaged.
You gotta show, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta do the physical things.
Yeah.
Show don't tell.
Show
Yeah,
don't tell.
exactly. Because he can't explain shit.
Belt.
That's right.
Belt, right? Like I give Travis Scott a hard time for his bad interviews.
But back to
the
where
verse.
we at.
Yeah.
When the verse dropped, I was in bed. It was a More Than Friends day, and I just kept listening to the song over and over.
Same, because I think I heard it. I read about it on Twitter before I went to bed. I was in bed, and I was on Twitter before I went to bed, and people were like, Kendrick Lamar's back. He's declaring war. Everybody's going crazy over this verse, right? I'm like, all right, let me go listen to this shit. I play that song, that verse comes on, and I'm just like, no way.
These niggas talking out of their neck.
I'm starting to hyperventilate in my room. Like, no way. No way. We're here. Like, oh my God. Like, we are so going to war.
And he did.
And he did. Like, you know, I did not expect things to be how they were in this exact moment when that verse came out a year ago. I didn't think it would play out like that.
Yes, you did, Joe. You said he's done.
Who?
You was always Drake is done.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just thought I thought Drake would put up a better fight.
I didn't think it would go to legal battles.
Yeah.
Thing.
You see his lawyer team, Drake's requested that UMG give them Kendrick Lamar's contract.
What?
They want to look over Kendrick Lamar's UMG contract. So they told.
On what grounds?
I don't know.
Life is crazy, man.
Also, yeah, so that verse, man, that's just, it's funny how Kendrick has had two verses like that fucked up the game, which is Control. Yeah. And then Like That. Yeah. And it's funny because we were listening to Pimp Butterfly last night. I was like, damn, it really comes back to this album because if you listen to You Ain't Got a Lie to Kick It, that's just a way more polite Meet the Grams. Yeah. I told you. And then Hood Politics is like that before Like That. I think how mostly in his flow and his tenacity with his delivery and what he's talking about. Okay. I haven't heard Kendrick be like that in your face about I'll fuck you up. Yeah. Type shit until Like That came out. Well, no. What's up? What else? DNA. If I gotta slap a pussy. No, that's Element. Element. Yeah. Okay. But I gotta slap a pussy ass nigga. Yeah. And then DNA. But he's talking about like he's talking about clapping back at niggas. Come on. But he's not. I don't think he's taking shots at anyone. Element, he's definitely taking shots at people. But I think DNA is just more what he's talking about for the song itself. Yes. And what it represents conceptually. But you know, Element for sure. Yeah. Element for sure. He didn't have Family Ties, of course. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right, fuck y'all niggas up. But that's Euphoria. Yeah. But yeah, man, have you seen an artist go on a run like this? Hip hop artist? No. In a year. Hip hop artist, no. After that, because it's been a year now. So like that's where we're at now is what that verse spawned in this moment. Actually, I feel like ever since the timeline from 2018 before Astroworld to really 2019 before pandemic ish. Yeah. Really Astroworld catastrophe. Yeah. Travis Scott was on a run. No, anything he did was perfect. Yes, up until the Astroworld event. Yeah. Then that hurt him forever. Yeah. But yeah, that run, that Astroworld stress was crazy. If that didn't happen, and then he was able to drop Utopia that year, because I've always been of the impression that Utopia was the same album 2 years later. Yeah. Like the sounds hadn't progressed. We had heard more shit, but it was clear that there's a little bit of retooling here and there, but it was really supposed to drop the same year that Situation happened. Yeah. That would have been generational. Yeah, that run was generational. Yeah. That I would say I would even include Birds in that, because Birds, I think Birds went number one. I think Birds was number one. What do you mean? Album. Like Birds debuted at number one on the charts. Oh yeah. So I think that was like the start of his. Plus he had McKnight. Yeah. And so that was like him getting his first like success in the mainstream. So I think Rodeo might have debuted at number 3 when it first came out. So it was pretty successful for where he was at.
But the impact of Birds, I felt like came more so from the singles more than the project itself. I feel like he was still on the come up in that era.
Actually, yeah, because Antidote was a nice single.
Yeah, and that was on the first album.
Yeah, and that was kind of like his first push into mainstream.
Yeah, and then he had Goosebumps, and then the other one, Beavis in the Trap. That was a big record.
That was.
Yeah.
And then this all led up perfectly for his moment at Astroworld.
So in terms of hip hop comparisons, I would say Travis Scott maybe, but
I was gonna say 50 Cent, especially because if you think about how 50 Cent's run really got kicked off, like when he was beefing with Ja Rule.
I was looking more so like established artists to propel to a different stratosphere, and like Travis Scott had a McDonald's meal before everybody else. Yeah, he was the first artist collaboration. Before then, it was only athletes.
He was the first rapper to have a Jordan collaboration.
Yeah, and he was the first,
or Nike.
Jordan.
Okay,
because he had the one.
I thought Drake had some Jordan collabs too. Was that after?
Maybe after, but he definitely had the one with the backwards
logo.
Yeah.
I think he was the first rapper the first non-athlete to sign with Jordan.
Yeah. First non-athlete to do McDonald's. First rapper to be in Fortnite. Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Have a Fortnite show.
Exactly.
I remember that.
Ain't that kind of crazy to think about? Like that's one of them pandemic moments.
But that was before the pandemic though.
No, because during the pandemic.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because remember we couldn't go outside.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was the whole big deal about that.
when people were emoting, they're like praying or something like that. And shit, like while he's performing. Crazy.
The Scott's outside.
Crazy. No, crazy.
Bring
bro.
in the house? Yeah. Lock out that house. The cops outside.
That should have been something more, bro.
That would have. But it was just one of the things that had to happen in that moment for it to happen, and it just didn't.
Womp womp womp. Niggas too focused on everybody else but themselves.
But yeah, man. So I think the only artist I've seen go on this kind of run is maybe 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Post Get What You Die Trying. Because
I'm still giving it to Travis.
But most recently, Travis. Yeah. Like, man, Travis was right there. It's a shame.
Yeah.
What happened to Astroworld happened. He was right there. One more thing we can bring up before we wrap it up, because we were all there. I want to ask, how was y'all experience at the Jay Worthy show? We all went to the Jay Worthy show Thursday night. Jay Worthy was in Kansas City.
Yeah.
How was the experience for everybody?
I thought that there'd be a few more people there, but all in all, I think he did a good job. He like, from what I saw, like I wasn't familiar with his work or his music. And before he came on, Joe was like, you'd be impressed if he can get through this whole set and all these different things. And I was like, all right, he's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
You're giving him some shit, though.
I ain't gonna lie. I was a little hard on Jay Worthy, pause.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't, just from what I've seen from his, like, him post on his stories from people that were, posting about his shows and stuff, and what I've seen from his live performances, I was like, okay, it seems like there's a backtrack involved. So, from what I've seen, it's not that impressive, but he actually was a lot more impressive, especially because he was a little too drunk.
Yeah.
He showed up on that stage.
He was on some sloppy body.
Yeah. He was moving a little wobbly.
A little loose.
He was one more shot away from losing it all. But I was actually impressed with what he did. But my theory going into the show, I think, was still proved correctly.
He was like, Dom is going to have a better set.
Dom's going to have the best set on the show. And he did. Dom, like, to Dom's credit, I'm not even like saying that on some funny shit. Dom had a great set.
Dom had a great set. The DJ there, though, I feel like
did not read the room.
No, he couldn't read the room, and then his sound effects were crazy, like out of sync.
He was just he made man, I hate it because I always feel like I'm ageist, but sometimes, man, it was like he
was too old.
He was kind of too old. He was doing a lot of just really old school shit to where, and it just
he's doing backpack shit too.
It just wasn't fitting. It's just like read the room, especially as a DJ.
All right. Let me figure out how to say
this. What was that nasty ass sound effect he kept dropping?
I'm not sure.
Was it like a loud ass like explosion, or it was like a gunshot? It was something where it was like, this don't even sound like it's a sound effect. It's not even EQ'd or balanced.
I hope you understand. Les does watch the podcast.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no. Don't be scared now. Don't be scared now,
man. I'm not like. It's just like, I don't know.
He didn't get the sound effects right until the end. Okay, that's not a. That's
all right. So, all right. I don't think he's gonna get too upset about it because you guys aren't attacking him personally. You're just talking about the
performance.
So, yeah, okay. But Because there was a time
I didn't mind the
did
sequencing
notice.
of the songs at the beginning.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it. And then once the sound effects start coming in, I'm like, this not even. Then I started being like, all right, I agree with y'all.
Okay, so I'll say this. He played 5 Deep, which was a nice surprise. Drop a bomb for that. You know what I'm saying? He played 5 Deep by Chris Doms and Saint Civ. A&R by yours truly. And that
You
was
think he played it because you were in the building?
I don't know.
Okay.
There was no pre-conversation about that.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me ahead of time, hey, I'm gonna play 5 Deep tonight.
Yeah.
None of that. So when we heard it, we were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He's playing our song. That was tight. So I salute to him for that. I appreciate the love. But I will say, I didn't hear a lot of mixing. I didn't hear a lot of blending.
Yeah.
It was like I feel like there was times where I was hearing a whole song.
And it could be let's blame it on
guidelines.
Let's blame it on the venue.
Go.
It was the.
I feel like there's always guidelines.
Yeah, let's blame it on the venue because the venue
that he has restrictions. Maybe
this is the venue's first ever anything. That was their first ever ticketed anything ever. So maybe he was, I don't know, trying to plant a flag. This is what we're rocking with. Sometimes it don't always hit.
And truthfully, I was a little worried, and it's not because of Les. I'm not gonna put all this on Les. I was been skeptical about who, if anybody other than me DJing, I would have been skeptical about.
Yeah.
In the position, because with me and how I DJ, like I'm thinking like, all right, Jay Worthy show, right? I'm gonna play a lot of player shit. I'm gonna play a lot of like West Coast shit. Play some Dom Kennedy. Play some Primo Rice, Larry June.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm gonna get people like ready to hear Jay Worthy music.
Maybe Biggie.
Even Biggie. Play some Pac. Why not? Like. Jay Worthy's an older guy, like he fucks with that music. Like you gotta play music. To me, if I'm a DJ, right? I'm there. If you join the show, I want the DJ to play shit that's similar to the artist I'm about to.
You want to playlist it?
No,
make it similar.
Yeah,
like cluster the songs together.
Yeah, like do your thing, mix and whatnot. But like, just know this is the vibe we're going to hear tonight.
Yeah.
So like, I need you to get me.
That's what I mean by saying playlisting. Yeah, like you want to collect the jewels that sound the same.
Yeah, that get you ready to hear the show tonight. Right?
Yes.
And like, he was playing Conductor Williams a lot, West Side Gun a lot, which is cool. Conductor Williams was there.
Yeah, shout out
Conductor Williams for being in the building.
Yep.
So that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I understand why you play West Side Gun too, because for those who don't know, Jay Worthy is signed to Griselda as well.
Yep.
And he's got a project with Conductor Williams on the way. So it, all that makes sense. But at the same time, it's like you're playing the whole songs of West Side Gun and Conductor Williams, dog. Like we're at a club.
Yeah.
Like you could hit me with a verse and a hook, and then you blend in something else.
Yeah.
But he wasn't doing that. Yeah. Now maybe he was, and we just weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the sound was good, sometimes it sounded quieter.
Yeah. I'm blaming it on the venue. The venue, even like from
and that might, like you said, that might be his guidelines, that might be his requirements, because some clubs have certain guidelines and restrictions about you can't play this, you can't do this, and maybe that was the case. I don't know.
Seeing him in different settings, does he play different music? Maybe he just wasn't used to playing a hip-hoppy ass show like this.
Yeah, and I'm not too familiar with Les as a DJ, so I didn't know what to expect from him.
Yeah.
And going into the show, so that was my first time hearing him DJ. So it was a lot of like backpack stuff, a lot of backpack rap, boom bap rap with the West Side Gun Conductor, and maybe he did that because Conductor was there.
Yeah,
and that was like his point of thinking. So,
but if you're not used to playing those songs, like how often do you get to play West Side Gun in the club in Kansas City, right?
Probably never.
Exactly. So maybe you're not used to tooling these songs to work in your set as you would if it's Drake night or fucking Kendrick night,
or even in those nights. Like I remember I went to when Carrington did that Kanye bracket in 2018, 2019.
Okay.
At the end of it, he threw like a big Kanye party.
Yeah.
At some spot, I think Brick House, I think was where it was in the city. I pulled up and then I'm hyped. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hear Kanye all night. It's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
And then I walk in, they're not playing Kanye. And I was like, yo, C-Dot, what happened to the Kanye? And he goes, well, we were playing only Kanye music, but like the vibe just wasn't there. So we just started we're playing it in between shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. Like, like
that's understandable.
Yeah,
that's understandable.
That's why it's hard to do like a Drake night or a Kendrick night, because it's like, all right, we could play Kendrick all night. I'm not gonna be upset, but like how long until this room is no longer feeling that?
Man. Well, hey, balls in your court, bro. Invite us out to something else. Let's see what is working for.
Yeah, like I'm saying nothing personal.
No, it's always about the work.
Yeah, that's all it came down to. That's all it came down to. So, I hope he does. If he hears this, he doesn't take it to heart, because it's, nothing to him as a person. We're just talking about your DJ set that night.
Yeah.
But,
that night.
But yeah, like I said, Dom had the best set. Corn-Fed Ted actually did a lot better than I thought he was. He just, I don't know anything about him.
Yeah,
he didn't come on stage. That's one nothing I want art like Dom. When Dom got on stage, like he made it seem like hey, everybody,
let's be with us.
Yes, look at me. I'm performing.
Yeah,
and he demanded that attention when he was on
and
stage.
Respect,
and respect too. And it's like people, we were loud as fuck for Dom.
Yeah,
he didn't. I feel like he brought most people out.
Yeah,
that might just be speculating, but he did a good job of demanding attention. That's something I know is Corn-Fed Ted and Jay Worthy didn't do.
Yeah,
like Jay Worthy got attention because he's the man of the hour.
Yeah,
he's the man of the night. We're all here to see him, so he got it off of that alone. But he was a little too drunk, so he didn't have the proper
tools to engage
and really make his presence known on the set. So it was a cool performance. Didn't quite reach my expectations, but I don't really know what I was expecting in the first place, really, with him as a performer.
I was there scoping out the venue.
Yeah, and to see the venue. It's a nice venue, cool space. Yeah. I like the layout.
Yeah.
Curious to see what they do with the space.
Bars on both sides, and there's a bar in the back, dude.
There's a back? Oh, and there's a little spot back there?
There's a back. Like it goes past, and it's bigger. It's like if the ship combined it there's two small rooms. Like it's big as fuck.
Yeah.
Back there.
Nice.
So
I didn't know that.
It'll be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Hey
good.
man, Warehouse on Broadway. Hit us up, man. We need to do something, bro.
Yeah, holla at us, man. We'll throw parties there all day.
Literally.
No problem at all.
Literally. Let's get out of here, man. It's 1:45.
All right, y'all. Well, that is episode 118. It's the kid Joe Cornell, Ezra, the Menace. Thank you for pulling up, man. Glad you can make it through. Sav, thank you for holding it down as assistant producer today. Man. And of course, we got
man
holding it down on mic number 3 today, man. So hey, 118. Yada Yada Podcast.
Corner Joe.
Until next week, we out. Yada yada. Yeah.
But you yada yada over the best part.